life. And what's the last pillar?
The last pillar is called close the deal. And that is negotiating exclusivity before sexual relations. And it can be more than exclusivity. You can negotiate continuity. So some people want to see each other once or twice a week. Some people travel a lot. They can only see each other once a month. So I've been in relationships where I'm like really excited to see the person and I don't even know when I'm going to see him again. And that creates a lot of anxiety. So it's good to negotiate. Okay, so scheduling wise, we can see each other once a week or twice a week or whatever you both agree on. The other thing to negotiate is medical testing, COVID, STD testing, and all that stuff. I know it's really hard to bring up, but this is a reality of the time that we're living in. So you want to negotiate these three things: monogamy, continuity, medical testing before you are intimate with that person.
Yeah, I can imagine the last one is going to be hard. Some people will feel like that's a big imposition.
To get a test?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I used to say that my body is my temple and I take my health very seriously. And before I am going to share my body with you, I just want to make sure that we're both totally healthy. So in order for me to feel comfortable, sharing my body and being intimate with you, would you get an STD and a COVID test? And I think if you ask in that way, it's very reasonable. And if they say no, then that's not your person.
Interesting. Yes. So these seven pillars, you just discovered through trial and error or through observing other people? How did you, I mean, these are pretty detailed strategies.
Yeah, I've had a lot of dating coaches. I have read so many dating books, seminars, workshops. I am a student of a couple of really famous dating coaches. One is Dr. Pat Allen that I already mentioned. Another one is Allison Armstrong. She wrote a book and has a seminar called Celebrating Men, Satisfying Women. And just through my own personal experience, another one that I've studied is Catherine Woodward Thomas. She wrote a book and has a workshop called Calling in the One. So those are my three main dating coaches or mentors. And through studying with them and applying them to my own love life through trial and error, I kind of came up with these seven pillars.
Okay. And how do people respond when you coach them, through these seven, strategies? How do they do?
They do great. A lot of them are in happy, loving, monogamous relationships. And a lot of them, they work too well and they end up negotiating a relationship with someone that they're like, oh, wait, I actually don't like this person. And that's okay, because then they can say, you know what? This is just not, I've enjoyed our time together, but this is just not working out. But I think it's better to negotiate exclusivity and really give the person a shot than to just, share your body and your time with someone and have no idea what the other person is doing when they're away from you.
Well, it sounds like this should be, talked about in high schools, since that's when people start, right? In their dating life.
Yeah,
And
it really
I mean, who knows how many young girls and definitely, don't do anything about the last pillar, which is, what do you do before you share your body?
Yeah.
And they're very impulsive and easily pressured. So this would be helpful.
I know. I wish I would have learned this in high school, because I used to think in high school and college and even out of college that if I have sexual relationships with someone, then that's my boyfriend and we're automatically going to be in a loving monogamous relationship. And most of the times I did that and it was not the case. And I was just devastated and heartbroken. I can't tell you how many times I've been heartbroken by not doing the seventh pillar of negotiating exclusivity before having sex. So yeah, I wish I would have learned this in high school too.
Yeah. And I can imagine these days, because so many people do not place these restrictions before engaging in a sexual relationship. So, in the case of men and women, usually is that men are expecting a sexual relationship. So when a woman puts up some kind of barrier, some kind of principle, then they are taken aback and they think this woman is been really fussy, really, what's the word, having, these conditions,
Being a
or stuck up, or
being a bitch. They will call us bitchy, but you know what? It stands for babe in total control of herself. So it's okay to be called that.